Losing 42 pounds in 4 weeks, I thought was crazy. But week 5, this is where it gets really interesting. My name is Zach, and 5 weeks ago, I started a massive weight loss journey to reclaim my life and lose over 300 pounds. If you want to follow along on my journey, hit that sub button and let's get into week 5. All right, so I just completed day 35 or 5 full weeks of this journey so far. And during this time, I started a GLP-1 called Zepbound. I've also incorporated OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. So I'm basically doing 23-hour fasting. And I also decided to give up caffeine, any sugary drinks, and only drink water. So let's go ahead and dip into the results. This is kind of why everybody's probably here. So I started this journey on June 19th of 2026. And at the time I was 525.2 pounds. Last week, I jumped on the scale and I was 482.4 pounds. This week, just this morning, I jumped on the scale this morning and it was at 478.8 pounds. So that is a total loss since last week of 3.6 pounds and a total loss for 5 full weeks of 46.4 pounds. That's crazy. it's super crazy. Like I have been saying, I wasn't expecting to hit the 50-pound mark for probably 3 months. And there's a good chance next week that I'm going to hit 50 pounds in 6 weeks. So with that, everything has been going super smooth. I did up my dose last week. I was on 2.5 milligram of the Zepbound for 4 weeks. And then I moved up to the 5 milligram starting last week. And that's where I was starting to get a little bit scared because I had heard that's when it really ramps up. You could start seeing more side effects because side effects wise, I've had literally zero. I've had really no side effects whatsoever. The only thing that I would notice is that Wednesdays and Thursdays when I was on the 2.5 milligram, Wednesdays and Thursdays, I would start feeling hungry in my stomach. My brain still shut off. It feels, ever since I moved up to the 5, it feels like the food noise has ramped up, or the reduction of food noises has decreased so much even more. I just don't think about food, and I can't stress that enough. Because when I started this medication, that was the thing that I was the most skeptical about. I didn't understand how a medication could just stop my routine dead in its tracks, because my routine before this was eat food till I was sick, basically, and then hate myself for about an hour and then figure out what my next meal was. And I wasn't cooking at home. Like, I was doing DoorDash, Grubhub every day. I was spending, I looked at my recent bills. I was spending $3,000+ a month just in food. And that doesn't include my utilities, anything else. That's just DoorDash and everything like that. And I think I'm gonna do a video about that at some point, like showing my previous bills of what I was actually eating to get to 525. And it's actually insane, and it caused me a lot of financial issues here that I'm gonna have to dig myself out of a little bit. But it's crazy, this journey so far, just 5 weeks in, and just how that medication reacts in your brain. It's insane. I wish I would have started this sooner, just because it just has completely rewired my brain. I don't think about food at all. I don't search for food. I don't like food. In fact, when I the first couple of days after I took the 5 milligram dose, food almost repulsed me to think about. Like, when I was getting ready to eat, I was like, man, I don't want to eat this. I just don't feel like it. But, you know, obviously you have to eat. So anyway, we'll go ahead and start talking about my diet this last week. Over the weekend, I went back to the shrimp because I love shrimp, and the way I was cooking that shrimp was really good in the air fryer. So I was eating the shrimp. I was doing the squash and the zucchini, the air fryers squash and zucchini that I really enjoy. And I might do a video about that, you know, what my meals kind of look like in the future. But and then throughout the week, I just did the simple thing where I was just doing the chicken wraps. I was eating like the protein chips. I was doing, still doing Grunes. Make sure you get the sugar-free ones if you are gonna do Grunes, because these are the ones that taste really good, actually. Shout out Grunes, give me a sponsor, I would love you. I'm also doing, just a simple magnesium pill because I heard it helps. I don't know how much it's helping, but, more nutrients I can get into my body, especially since I'm doing OMAD, the better. It can't hurt, right? And I've only been drinking water, so that's basically it. I haven't strayed from that at all. I haven't eaten out in 35 days, which is got to be a record for me at some point. Probably since I tried to do this last year, but I think even last year I was eating out a little bit, but I've only been eating from home. So that's the great thing. And the only other thing I've been doing to try to produce a little bit more protein in my system is these little Oikos protein smoothie drink things. They're really good. They're kind of cheap, but they're like 23 grams of protein in like one little shot. So it's all good. As for what I'm eating this week, I haven't got that far yet. I don't know. I might just do something simple. I ran out of food yesterday and I didn't want to go grocery shopping or anything like that. So I had like one piece of chicken breast. I had some sticky white rice that I had laying around in my cupboard. That's really good. So I ended up, microwaving that because, it was still good. It's just, it was pretty good. So it was just the chicken, some sticky white rice, and then I didn't have any vegetables. So I didn't have anything else to really go with it. So I just ate some protein chips. But I think what I'm going to do this week is actually ramp that up a little bit. I think I'm going to continue to do my air fried chicken. I'm going to get some more of that sticky white rice. And then I'm going to buy like the steamable bags of broccoli, and then I'm probably just going to put some Parmesan cheese on top of the broccoli, and then just kind of mix all that together, cut up the chicken, mix it all together, and have one big plate. I know it sounds generic, chicken, rice, and broccoli, but I actually enjoy that meal. And it's not like it's something I'm going to eat all the time, but I think this week I'm going to simplify it a little bit, because up until last night, I was only down a pound, and I had said something in my shorts for a couple of days that I felt like I was retaining water. And this morning I jumped on a scale and it dropped, 3 pounds basically. So I don't know if the wraps or if I'm just not calculating the wraps right or something like that, but I feel like I'm retaining water, and it could have been the shrimp and everything from the weekend as well, because I know shrimp has high sodium, and maybe I'm just getting too much sodium somewhere. Maybe it's in the chips or something, but I'm gonna give the wraps a week off and just do chicken, broccoli, and rice Monday through Thursday next week. As for the weekend, I don't know yet. I have no idea. I have to figure it out at some point. So just, I'll probably update my shorts. If you guys watch my shorts at all, I'll probably just update it there and see what I'm eating. Side effects wise, like I said, I haven't, ever since I started the 5 milligram, I was scared of this, potential side effects because I heard that's when it ramps up. But like I said, this is literally zero. Food noise, literally nothing. I don't think about food. The first couple of days after I started 5 milligram, I actually I was repulsed by food. I didn't even want to eat, but I did anyway. So that's going to kind of get us into the next area where I'm going to be taking my shot. So I do have my quick pen. As you can see, it says 5 milligram. I don't know if it's going to get in there, but 5 milligram quick pen. And like I said, this is basically a pre-shot. It's got 4 doses in it, and you use this little clicker thing to actually take the shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Like I said, I don't know if I'm actually gonna take it on camera because I don't know. There's been some weird stuff going on with my videos about taking it on video. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and prep this up, and like I said, I'm gonna do that every week where I just prep it. But basically the little kit that I have has these little wipes, these little alcohol wipes. So I'm just gonna rip one off, and we're gonna clean the pen first. So we got the little wipes here, and basically what you're supposed to do is just clean this outside part a little bit, and then there's this little red, like little red plug at the end that you're supposed to clean that as well. So I get it down in there, make sure all of that stuff is done. And I did, you know, wash my hands before all of this as well. So we're gonna clean that up really good, and then we're not gonna touch it again. So it's clean. And then I have my needle. So my needles come in these little, you know, you can see it kind of like right here. It's just like a little cap, and inside has the needle, and it has this little protective thing on it. So I'm just gonna untake this off, and inside you might be able to see the needle. I doubt it, but there's a needle inside of there. But then all you do is you just take this and you plug it into here, and then you screw it on a little bit. You don't have to like super tighten it, but it's, you know, you just rotate it on, and then you just take the cap off. And there is another little protective sleeve in here. That's where the needle is. So I'm gonna put this down, and I'm actually going to prep my area. So I am tracking my shots using my my Lose It app, which is my calorie counter app. It actually has a thing on there where you can track GLP-1 shots and injections and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. The other app that I'm using is Shotsy. I'm not paying for Shotsy, and I think a lot of the stuff is behind premium, but it does allow me to track, you know, where I'm injecting and everything like that. So I'm kind of doing a double right now until I figure out which one I want to use mostly, but I'm probably leaning more towards the Lose It one, because simply it's what I've been using for a while, so I'm more comfortable with it, I think. So again, I'm going to take another one of these little pads right here, and we're just going to rip it off. And this week we are injecting into the lower right stomach. So I'm going to just take this, and I'm just going to clean the area on where I'm going to be taking the shot. So that's all cleaned up. And then all we do here is there's a little knob here at the end with a number on it. And what we have to do is I'm gonna take this off right now. There's a little needle on there, and you have to prime this a little bit. So I'm gonna take this and give it 2 clicks, and it takes you to the first line basically. And then all I do here is you just hit the plunger, and medication will probably come out. Yep, medication come out. It's on 0 again. And then after that, after you see everything that's come out, basically all we do now is we just click this. And be really careful with this, is we just click this all the way out. And it will do a hard stop at the 1. So as you can see, hard stop. Now it's primed and ready. Then all I got to do is inject it, plunge this in, and I think it says wait 5 seconds, and I basically wait 5 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shot. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to take this on camera. Okay, so I just took my shot, and as you can see, it's back down to 0. And then for this needle, all you do is you take the big cap that you were screwing on, and then you just put it back on, and then you unscrew it. Just like that. Then you take your cap for your quick pin, and you just put it back on. Then I throw this back in the fridge until next Friday, because Fridays is when I take my shot. So I'm done. we're all set for the week. And this is my second dose of the 5 milligram. So and I'm hoping to stay on the 5 milligram for a while. I'm not wanting to titrate up too quickly. So I'm hoping to coast on the 5 milligram for as long as I can. So with that, like I said, I'm going to try to get this put on insurance and everything like that starting next week. If my insurance will cover it. I don't know if they will. I've been paying out of pocket. I went to Ro.co to actually get my prescription and everything like that rolling. So it is quite expensive. So now that I like this medication and I want to stay on it for a while, I think the next step is to contact my doctor and try to get this on insurance. So we'll see what happens there. So we're done. The shot is done, and everything else is looking good so far. So I'm gonna throw that in the fridge here in a little bit. that's basically it for the week. Like I said, kind of a shorter week. There's not a whole lot to talk about because I don't have any side effects or anything like that. So again, I am looking to grow the channel and be more part of this amazing community. I have met some really wonderful people so far. And like I said, the community is actually amazing. I'm actually really surprised that there's so many people out there, you know, helping out other people, and I want to be part of that community. So if anybody has any other channels for me to check out, or if you want me to check out your channel, I'm looking for more people. So if you want to shout them out in the comments, drop a like. Like I said, I am looking to try to grow. I am looking for ideas of if anybody has anything that they would like me to make a video on or anything like that. Anything that anybody wants to see what a 525 pound guy was doing, or anything like that. I have some video ideas for in the future. I just have to kind of put them on paper and figure out how I want to do them. But other than that, I will be doing shorts, you know, not every day, but probably every other day or something like that, just to kind of keep everybody updated on the journey, but in between these big week-long videos. So with that, I'll either see you in the shorts, or hopefully I see you guys next week. Like I said, drop a comment if you guys want me to check out some channels. Like I said, I've met some really cool people so far. So with that, see you guys later. Have a good one.